Stop wasting money chasing better sound. Let me show you how to make your system sing without upgrading a single component. Hi, I'm Mick Stallone and I've been in the audiovisual industry for 30 years. In that time, I've seen it all, new gear, old tricks, and some expensive mistakes. And I've made plenty of those mistakes myself so that you don't have to. Today, we're not talking about the latest gear, what brands to buy. We're going back to the fundamentals, the kind of advice that works no matter what system you have, no matter the budget. Whether you're just starting out or whether you're an enthusiast looking to level up, this is the one truth you need to hear. Because the truth is, great sound doesn't come from how much you spend. It comes from how well you set up and how well you know the space you're setting up in. You've just brought home your dream stereo system. Amplifiers, speakers, maybe a CD player, streamer or a turntable. You plug it in and it sounds okay, but not magical. Or maybe you've had a system for years, and while it brings you joy, something is missing. You visit HiFi showrooms, you go to friends' houses, and their setups just sound better. Well, what gives? Most people's first reaction is to blame the equipment, time to upgrade, right? But here's the catch. Throwing money at the problem won't fix what's fundamentally a setup issue. Before you even touch the gear, take a long, honest look at your room. The room is responsible for 60% or more of what you actually hear. Every hard surface, walls, windows, floors, even the ceiling reflects and distorts sound. The materials in that space, the layout, and the contents all impact clarity, soundstage, and imaging. Ask yourself, are there lots of hard surfaces? Do I have reflective surfaces? Is my room bare or is it full of soft furnishings? Are your speakers pushed up against the wall? Different speakers react differently in different rooms. Some love space while others are more forgiving. But no matter what we're working with, understanding the room is step number one. Speaker placement matters more than you think. Let's talk speaker positioning. This is where the magic really begins. Bookshelves or stand mount speakers, these need to be elevated. Putting them on the floor kills the sound instantly, making it muddy and lifeless. Put them on proper stands or solid pieces of furniture. Rear-ported speakers need breathing room. Don't shove them up against the wall. Pull them out a bit if you can. And if that's not possible, use a foam plug or rolled up sock to tame the airflow. Front and down-ported speakers are more forgiving with placement near walls and great for tight spaces. Towing in your speakers slightly so that they point towards a listening position, especially in smaller rooms. Speaker distances, angles and heights all affect imaging and clarity. And don't ignore what they're sitting on. Timber, tile, carpet, all of this can change how a speaker sounds. If you have bassy floor standards and timber floors, use spikes or rubber feet to isolate them. If you don't want to damage your floor, go to your local garden center, pick up some marble or granite tiles. It might sound odd, but this tightens the bass, restores energy to the sound, and it protects your floor. Vibrations are the enemy of good sound. Speakers, amplifiers, turntables, they all react to it. Shelves and cabinets can carry vibrations straight into your gear. If your gear is wobbling, it's robbing you of resolution. Fix it with simple tweaks. Rubber matting under the components, isolation feet or platforms. Use solid furniture, don't use rattly old cabinets. Turntable lovers, never put your speakers on the same shelf or bench as your turntable. If you have to, make sure you isolate the speaker from the cabinet or put some isolation pads under your turntable. A very simple way to get vibration management for a turntable is go to your local sports store or your local squash center, get some squash or racquetballs, cut those in half and stick them under your turntable. Does marvelous things to stop vibrations from going through your turntable. And take the dust cover off the record when playing records. It is a magnet for vibrations. Dust covers are there to protect the record player when not in use, not to protect your record whilst you're playing it. Not doing this is a recipe for muddy playback. Clean power, clean sound. Cheap power cables and boards can inject noise into your system. Invest in decent power boards and quality cables. Not overkill, just better than the $2 ones you get from the supermarket or even the power cables that come with your components. Most Australian power cords are added by the distributor when the product is shipped or before the product is shipped out, and I'm quite sure that some cost-saving measures are being used and those cables are never of exceptional quality. Keep power and signal cables separated. Power cables create noise and your amp will amplify it. And tidy up. A mess of tangles can literally ruin the sound. On carpet, try to elevate your cables to avoid static. It's not just the gear, it's where you sit. Sitting in an equilateral triangle with your speakers same distance between the drivers as you are midpoint between them. If you sit closer, toe the speakers in more. If you're sitting further away, widen the angle. If you're in a larger room, you can isolate yourself by creating a space within the space. Bring yourself in a little bit closer, spread your speakers apart, and try and experiment to see where things sound best in the space that you're in. Moving your seat just 20 centimeters forward and back can dramatically change the soundstage and the clarity. Don't be afraid to experiment. The rule magic. Remember this, it's not how much you spend, it's how you use what you've got. Rooms, angles, vibration, cables, tidying up. These 5 things will unlock performance from any system. Before you spend another cent on an upgrade, do this first. If your speakers have 4 binding posts, remove the supplied binding post connectors and replace it with the same cable you're using to connect the speaker from your amplifier. Quality copper or silver connectors is much better than the supplied gold or nickel plated connectors. For the skilled or adventurous, replace the internal speaker cable with the same quality cable you're using for external connections. This is transformative to the dynamics and clarity of sound. One of the best upgrades for any system, you guessed it, a subwoofer. Not just for bass, but for depth, space, and dimension. A good sub will take low-end pressure off your main speakers, let them breathe and perform better. Give your system the authority and punch it was missing. This one tip alone can transform monitors and bookshelf speakers into something that sounds twice as big. What's the best basic fundamental system upgrade you've made? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what's worked for you. If this has helped you rethink your system setup, please give us a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll be informed of future videos. We'll be diving deeper into isolation techniques, component matching, and room tuning in future videos. Your sound system already has the magic in it. You just need to let it shine. My name is Mixed Alone, and it's been my pleasure to share your time. Thank you very, very much for watching. I look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers.